In this video, I want to talk about the variance. So when you're doing the homework, it'll actually ask you to calculate the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. So the range is just the maximum value minus the minimum value. So like in this case, I think it would be 18 minus 3, so the range would be 15. And then the standard deviation, we've learned to use this definition formula, and then we use the table to calculate this number that goes on top, divide by 6, take the square root, we get 5.3. That's the standard deviation. So what is the variance? So I saved this for the end because it's really not a huge deal, and it's definitely not a whole nother formula you have to learn. So the variance, all this is it is the number, as you're calculating the standard deviation, it's the number right before you take the square root. Okay? And so in this case, here, so I have 168, and I'm going to divide that by 6, and then I hit return, and I get 28. So in this case, 28 is actually the variance. And then you take the square root of the answer, and then there I get the standard deviation. Okay? So if you were to actually write this out, they would say the symbol for the variance is s squared, and in this case it would just be 168 divided by 6, and in this case that is 28. And so that is the variance. S squared is 28. So the variance is 28. Then I take the square root of the 28 and get 5.3, and that is the standard deviation. Okay, so you're doing the range, the variance, which is just the number right before you take the square root. You put that in the computer, and then when you take the square root, you get the standard deviation. Okay, and that is all the variance is. Okay, so variance, that's all it is. It's the number right before you take the square root. So if you have the variance and you need the standard deviation, you just take the square root. And if you have the standard deviation and you need the variance, you just square the standard deviation and you get the variance. And that is all that you have to do to get the variance. That's all there is to it.